Good day, Governor. Um, Hi. There's no podcast this week. There was no podcast like the last 2 weeks, but that was due to scheduling issues and stuff. Um, there's no podcast this week because we recorded a podcast. This is the podcast right here. This is the first frame. Look how fucking dumb I look. Alex looking like his handsome self as always. But if you watch Star Wars Leviathan, our Star Wars tabletop role playing game campaign, over on my Twitch channel, I am plugging myself, but it's relevant. Twitch.tv/PBMarsh. We had an audio issue the other week where basically my PC had forced an update that I didn't want it to do because Windows is great, thanks Microsoft, and had fucked all of my audio. So OBS had forgotten all my OBS had forgotten all my audio settings. I went in streaming, didn't realize that I wasn't streaming any audio, and we fixed that. But I use a completely different setup profile on OBS for the podcast because I basically do like an audio reroute when I'm streaming to try and avoid copyright strikes. No need for that on the podcast, so I just don't have it set up that way. So, although I had fixed my microphone, Alex's microphone didn't work. Well, it did work. I could hear him the whole time, but this is basically what the audio sounds like for the entire just over 3 hour recording. It probably will be 2 hours, but we don't want to do a 2 hour podcast before we get towards the end of the podcast. So I'm pretty. We're gonna set a timer, and this is not gonna be like a strict. That really confused. I'm babbling. I'm talking a lot like I normally do. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Higgledy Piggledy podcast. Alex made a noise right when I clicked record, so I'm hoping he was ready for that. It wasn't about to go like, no, stop. So this is what Alex sounded like. Okay. What's going on with your headphone, my dude? Oh, it's that thing hanging off it. It looks weird. So if you listen really closely, you can hear. Anyways, it's we can't upload that, so we're not going to upload it. So sorry, no podcast this week. We did record it. We went through a lot of backlog, like a lot of backlog. So unfortunately, you're not going to hear us talk about any of that. We might maybe bring back some of the topics, like we talked about Miss Marvel, because Alex has finally got around to watching it. We'll probably talk about She-Hulk because She-Hulk's ongoing. But a lot of it we're probably not going to talk about because you can't capture it twice. So sorry. Yeah, no podcast, no season, whatever. We're pretty good. But we thought we'd explain at least the absence of this week. Not the last 2 weeks. We got no excuse for the last 2 weeks. It's just, we're not professionals. Anyways, this is it. I should
shut the cyber fuck up, you gonk, and listen to the Higgledy Piggledy podcast.
Bye.